And we are back at the Robert Sessions Park, Sports Park here in Barstow, California. We have the parking lot all to ourselves here. So it's a Sunday morning here in the high desert. And we are going to have some fun with this thing. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I got a couple of flights in it yesterday. And yeah, this plane is awesome. So let's go. We're going to do a traditional Bob Hoover maneuver. So we take right off into a roll. And that's how we're going to start our flight today. The way Bob started many of his. Literally. Alright, this thing is just awesome. So we're going to just do some basic scale aerobatics. We're going to demonstrate some low and slow. But we have the gear on her, as you can see. We're using the props to slow this thing down when we come on our downlines. As I've said earlier in several of my videos, or a couple of them anyways, that the propellers really provide a lot of braking. There's a lot of braking effect that comes when you slow the motors down, when you use those props to slow the plane down. Right now I'm well below 50%. I had to back up a little. I'm well below 50% throttle, and as you can see, this thing without the flaps slows down really good. Now I've got a bit of up elevator. I'm kind of flying her on the wing and using the thrust. So this thing, as you can see, we're gonna turn her around. So I use some thrust. I use when I say that, what I'm doing, and maybe I'm only thinking this in my mind, but I'm kind of planning the aircraft in the turn using some positive G's. So I use a little bit of thrust. I'm using a little bit of up pressure on the elevator, and I'm kind of keeping her planted, if that makes any sense. Again, there's no flaps in this plane. A lot of folks have said, you know, hey, where's the flaps? By the way, there's a vertical climb out. And yeah, so where's the flaps? And I don't really think this plane needs flaps. That's just me personally. It seems to fly fine without them. So, you know, I'm thinking that the flaps might just be a hindrance more than a benefit. That's just me though. Also, there are some folks saying, well, maybe you could fly her on a lighter battery, and I could. And I really could, but the question then becomes one of do I want to put up with the shorter flight time, or do I want to continue to have a long flight time? So with the 800s, this thing seems to slow down well enough for me, and I just don't see the need to go on a smaller battery. I really don't. So there's a nice scale aileron roll. The way, and Bob Hoover actually explained it in a couple of his videos that are floating around on YouTube, that he would start his roll with the nose high, and he said that what gets people in trouble with rolls, or yeah, with rolls, is if they don't, there is a massive loop. That if they don't start the roll with enough nose high attitude, especially on takeoff, because he would usually do his rolls right on takeoff, that they get in trouble because the plane would not have enough space to complete the roll. I'll show you again what I'm talking about here. Look at that. This thing just settles right in. So what you do is you just bring her on in, let her sink in, and right at the end, what my method is, and your method may be different, my method is I give it just a little bit of throttle, and just a little bit more of up elevator, and right at the end, and she just sort of settles right in. So let me show you another takeoff. Right into an aileron roll. So here we are. And that was a little sloppy here. So let me try that one again, because I'm a perfectionist. I'm a bit, now that was a takeoff into an aileron roll, but that's not how I wanted to do it. I wanted to be a bit more scale. So let's go ahead and try that again. All right. Okay, got a little bounce on that one, but you can see how I arrested it. I got a little bounce, so you can hear the engines throttle up a little bit, and basically I just flew through the bounce. All I did, and then let her land on the backside. Okay, here we go. Let's do the Bob Hoover roll on takeoff. There we are. All right. I really dig flying this plane. I really am having a lot of fun with it. We're going to do one more of the Bob Hoover roll on takeoff. So let me try and stay out of the sun. I guess I was in a good spot there, but the sun wasn't playing around with us. Okay, let's try that one more time, and we'll bring her in and do a pilot's debrief. We're just kind of goofing around. I want to bring her to the oh, that was a little Bob Hoover one wheel than the other wheel. That was too much fun. I'll tell you, this thing is just a hoot. It really is. Okay, you know, you kind of wonder, well, how much fun can I have with a twin engine, you know, general aviation subject? Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of fun to be had with this thing. It really is enjoyable to fly. So, all right, here we go. One more time. There we go. Look at that. All right. Nice. Okay. Yeah, just a lot of fun. I want to take her to the to some grass. So we're going to go ahead and land her, and we're going to go fly her out of a grass field. So in any event, hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm going to try and keep them short, which with this plane might be hard because oh, nice. Touched the left first. Just kissed it a little bit, as Bob would say, and then let it come in. All right, here we are. So fun with the E-flite UMX Aero Commander. Okay, yeah, pilot's debrief. So in any event, again, I'm just sort of exploring the flight envelope. I'm just trying to demonstrate some different things with this plane. And I'm not a 3D kind of guy. I like to fly scale. Some people like to fly 3D, and then they try to fly scale, and they I don't know. I've seen it. I'm just saying I've seen it. They have a hard time flying scale. Their maneuvers are herky-jerky. They can't do a nice, smooth roll, loop, whatever. That's not a knock. That's just the way it is. And I know it because I've seen it. And I've flown with some exceptional 3D pilots. It is what it is. Well, I prefer to keep mine scale, which is perfect for these scale subjects. But this plane has so much power on takeoff that you can go right into an aileron roll, and you're really finding yourself trying to find that happy medium where you bring the aircraft off in a scale fashion and then go into the aileron roll without it being a rocket ship and just blasting off into the atmosphere. But in any event, it does a really good job with that. It does a great job flying low and slow, even with the 800 battery. I'm not against trying a 450 in it or a 400 or whatever. I just don't happen to have any with me. And I also, after flying this thing so much, really don't see the point in it. But if you happen to have some 400s, then hey, more power to you. You know, I'm sure it'd fly great. Probably have to run the battery a lot forward to hit CG, I would think. But in any event, though, hey, let's go ahead and let's do a battery check real quick, and we'll go ahead and call it a wrap. So what I like to do is show where the battery is. So there's where my battery is. I have it right to the front part of the little factory supplied Velcro. Basically, the back of the battery is right up against the wing, the leading edge of the wing, I think, is pretty much where the battery is. the back part of the battery. The back part of my battery is pretty much where the leading edge of the wing is, I would say. And I like it there. I mean, you may find it a different place. Okay, so after all that shenanigans, we're at 60%. So, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, this plane is going to be a miser. And if you want to you know, just putz this thing around and do touch and goes and whatnot, I think 10 minutes is pretty reasonable. I really do. That was 5 minutes there, so I don't know. Maybe put your timer at 7, which, believe it or not, I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to bump my timer up to 7 minutes, and when I sport fly it, just have a lot of fun with it. But in any event, hey, thanks for coming out with me here to the Robert Sessions Memorial Sport Park here in Barstow, California, Sunday morning, and just having a blast. So hope you're enjoying these videos. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Having a blast with this thing. This is 2 thumbs up right here. 2 thumbs up. Cheers, everybody, and happy landings.